Good evening and welcome into Johnston Memorial Park here at Engineers Field in Johnston for your 2025 RIIL boys baseball matchup here between the Panthers and the Saints. Of course, I am Tyler Holton, your play-by-play announcer. Alongside me is Luke Ventura, my color announcer. Luke, how are you feeling about today's game?
Um, I'm not feeling too bad about it actually. The Panthers haven't had a good start to the season. Honestly not even winning a game, but this could be one of the games that they could get done today.
Of course, Joe Achardo, the head coach here for the Panthers, dealing with a very young squad here. 4 freshmen again starting today. As you see them warm up here, it's going to be Rios on the bump. Of course, we saw them a couple of weeks ago. Rios started, had a pretty good outing, 90 pitches, went the complete game. Unfortunately, takes a loss by 1 late. Solani gets thrown out at second. Of course, we saw the emotion from Solani with that out happening. They come back in a couple of weeks. They have a couple off games. Yesterday, Burrillville, they score the most runs they've scored in a game so far this year with 5. What do you want to see from this offense today?
Yeah, yesterday's game was really promising, especially having young guys actually getting their first hits of the year. We see Ogden behind the plate today instead of Richie, as we saw last time we were in these seats. I think they could get a couple hits, get the momentum back that they had even yesterday, even with the loss. But they still got a lot of hits, especially from their young guys.
Yesterday, of course, we saw the breakout of an offense. Of course, this is a young team. You want to see people step up, and the offense will come. I heard Cantone before the game. He was talking to everyone that played yesterday. He told Ogden, "You looked really good back there behind the plate. We're going to keep you there today." He told Vendetti, "Hey, you went 5.5. You just look like you need to just throw the ball. You look like you think about it too much." He talks about all of his players individually and tells them what they need to do, what they need to improve on for this game. Of course, the starter being a senior now, you have a lot of faith in this kid. Of course, Manny being a 4-year pitcher, we saw him a couple of weeks ago. He was really good out there. What do you expect now that it's Manny's 3rd start, I believe, from the senior captain?
Yeah, Manny's going to really need a good game today, especially get them to their first win. Last time, obviously, we already said we saw Richie behind there, but now it's Ogden. I don't think Manny will have any trouble with that. He's a really good pitcher. I don't think that matters who's back there. I think he can do his thing all game.
Of course, the senior captain is looking to have a good year. When it comes to these two teams, the Panthers have not won a game yet. St. Ray's has won one game there, 1-3, when it comes to today's outing for them. When you see a Panthers team, especially you see a young team, we've seen it for a couple sports now that struggle at the beginning of the year. Of course, basketball couldn't bring it back. They had a really unfortunate year, but they had a lot of young players playing in Division I for the first time in years for that Panthers organization. Football, 2-5, makes the playoffs, but had a lot of freshmen play. When you're a young team, can you expect to just come out of the gates winning, or do you expect this struggle?
No, obviously not. We don't expect to start winning as soon as the season starts, obviously. But as the season goes on, these young players will obviously feel the energy in the high school ball, and they'll get a lot better. See, I was one of those players. I didn't get to really play towards the end of the year, but the start of the year was a pretty good outing by me, I feel like.
And with that, we are getting our first batter here for St. Ray's. Rios looking to have another solid outing with Ogden behind the dish instead of playing shortstop this time. It's going to be...
Yeah, last game, Rios didn't really start off hot his first inning, but he let up a couple hits at the beginning, but no runs. That's really what matters in this baseball game.
So up first for St. Ray's is Tornale to face Rios. Rios out of the stretch, delivers the first pitch of the game, fouled back. 0-1's the count now. Of course, we've talked about last time Rios' stuff, as they call it, the off-speed, is something he finds to use for his strikeout. As the 0-1 here is just outside for ball one. 1-1 in the count for Rios. Rios gets set in the stretch. Ball up, pop fly. In the infield. Caught. No, dropped. By the shortstop, Richie. Not something you want to see there from your freshman shortstop. An error early in the game. Gets the runner on first. Now due up against Rios is Smith for St. Ray's.
Yeah, that was a tough ball to track there.
Of course, it's sunny out today. It's hard to see in the sun. You talk to any MLB player, they say when the sky is blue and clear, it's hard to see that baseball, especially when it's a sunny day. Rios checks the runner at first. Back pick there, safe. Of course, the new camera angles today, you can see as we switch back and forth, that will get better. Time called. Looks like they're checking on the runner at first. May have got tagged a little too hard in the wrong spot. Rios comes set. Delivers. Bunt down. Ball stolen. Ball gets by Ogden. He can't get to it in time. That's a free base.
Yeah, it's not
for
what we want to see there by Ogden.
Of course, I think Ogden got a little mixed up there with the bunt going down. Manny now checking the runner at second. Delivers the pitch. In there, called strike.
Good pitch by Rios there.
Smith now battling with Rios, looking at the sign here. Put the bunt down for strike one. Now strike two was in there on Manny. Low fastball. Ogden loses it. Can't find it. That's another free bag. Not something you want to see from your freshman catcher now.
Yeah, he's really need to shake this off right now and start getting hot.
Two passed balls now.
Definitely not what we want to see.
Of course, Cantone was talking to him before, and Achardo was talking to him before, trying to keep him calm while he's back there. Rios, breaking ball in there for a called ball. Believe the count is full.
Man on third.
Man on third here for Rios. This is runners in scoring positions, as they call it. Rios to deliver. Fouled off into the fan area. Smith is battling with Rios here. Most coaches say 3-2. Anything close, you're swinging at it. Rios comes set. Delivers the pitch. Way outside for ball four. Smith takes a walk. Rios not off to a hot start. Runners on first and third. As Fernandez comes up for his first time against Rios. First and third, Luke, most of the time, the runner at first is probably going to take off for second. I do not know what Cantone's going to call for a first and third play. The usual first and third play is either they're throwing it down to second, getting the guy at second. I think you do that if you have a lead most of the time. First inning, 0-0 ball game. If he's going to call a first and third play, he's probably going to have it thrown down. Shortstop's going to cut it off, try to gun him out at home. Also, Cantone is a very aggressive coach, so he could have something up his sleeves that we don't even know about.
Rios has got to realize anything that happens right now could be big.
Anything that happens can score a run. A ground ball can score a run.
No
Fly
mistakes
ball
can happen right now.
He needs a strikeout here.
1,000%.
0 outs right now for Rios as he struggles here in a first and third situation.
He's going to really need a bounce back. He's going to need to start getting hot right now.
For if anyone just joined, the runner on third got on by a E6 or a error by the shortstop, and Rios just walked the man onto first. Fernandez is at the dish to face Rios as there's a pitch, bunt, shown, pass ball. Here comes the runner from third. In there before the ball was even thrown. It's now 1-0 St. Ray's.
Not a good start for Ogden right now.
Ogden lets up multiple pass balls now. Not the start you want for this
Yeah, he's looking a little shaky right
Panthers squad. I don't believe Rios is struggling right now, but Ogden is just, I don't know if he's having trouble tracking it or what is going on with him right now.
Looks like he's just a little stressed right now.
Ball is in there, called ball. Smith on second, Fernandez at the dish, Rios on the bump. There's a pitch in there for another ball. Rios struggling to bounce back here. Can't seem to find the strike pitch. Ball in there for a called strike. There it is for Rios. That's where he needs to stay. Fernandez frozen by that pitch.
Yeah, that was a good pitch by Rios there.
Rios to deliver. The chopper to the third baseman. Thrown across the diamond for the first out of the inning.
Ball almost got away from Neal there.
Yeah, that was a weirdly placed ball by Duquette there at third. Neal had to stretch across the bag. Luckily did not get cleated. That moved the run over on the fielder's choice for out number 1.
Neal really needed to stretch that one. Stretch out for that one. His 6'3" body.
I mean, first basemen are taught to stretch. That's a hard stretch to do, especially with knowing there's a runner. You don't want to collide with the runner. Now up is Camaro for the Rays. Rios to deliver to him. Fouled right back at the backstop. Rios needs a strikeout here with a man on third. Still in scoring position, already down 1. Infield in here, Rios to deliver. The pitch. Called inside ball. Rios struggling to find the strike zone here in the first inning. Rios set. Pitch. Outside. Ball 3. Struggling to find the strike zone early here is Rios. Of course, a couple passed balls maybe adding on to that one. The delivery. Swung on, hit straight to the center fielder. Bracey gets thin ball in, but too late. Runner scores. It's now
2-0.
2-0 St. Ray's early here. Panthers in trouble on the sac fly to the center fielder, Bracey. Now due up is Barry. Their center fielder to face Rios. Rios delivers. Good breaking ball in there for strike 1. And there's a hard hit grounder through the third base and shortstop hole. That's a single for Barry. And another runner on for St. Ray's. Not a good start for Rios and the Panthers.
Yeah, Rios Rios is due for a strikeout right now. He needs to get one bad right now. You can't let him go down 3-0.
No, you do not want to be down 3-0 here. Rios now dealing with a runner on first against Soriano, who sees a off-speed pitch inside for a ball. Neal holding on. Rios takes a look over. Comes set. The pickoff, not in time. He's in there safe at first.
Rios has really been looking over there. He really wants that out right now.
Yes, he wants that out, but I also believe that Cantone coaches to keep that runner honest. As there's a foul ball hit off the foot of Soriano. Rios has already been in 2 jams now, as they say. Luke, dealing with the stress, we've seen it. We've seen the mistakes. Cantone talks about these mistakes. And there's a throw down off the helmet of Barry. He's in there for a stolen base. That's his first of the day. You're a freshman. Ogden's a freshman. What gets in your head when mistakes are being made?
Yeah, I get really stressed. A lot. I think if you see from your perspective, if you played a lot when you were younger, you think you would be stressed? It's very stressful.
As a catcher, knowing you already made 2 mistakes on pass balls that allowed runners to get into scoring position, it just really hurts to remember that, oh, I already have 2 mistakes. I don't want to make another one. And it gets into your head, even younger, as a freshman, especially if you're making a mistake, you think the coaches are going to just come at you for it. But they know this team's young. They know mistakes are going to be made. As there's a swinging strike 3. That's Rios' first strikeout of the day.
Good way to end it off there.
Good way to end it off there for Rios. A strikeout to Soriano. Barry is left stranded on second as the Panthers go to hit your lineup today for your Johnston Panthers is Ethan Bracey at center, batting leadoff. Gio Solani in left, batting second. Batting third is Aiden Neal playing first. Your cleanup hitter is Matthew Duquette playing third. Your 5-hole is Matthew Clements, DHing for the day. Your 6-hole is Anthony Vendetti, pitched yesterday, now playing right field. Your 7-hole, Corey Ogden, the catcher, as we've been talking about, had a couple mistakes, could make up for it for the bat. Your 8-hole is Javen Adamo playing second base. And your 9-hole is Luca Ritchie playing short. As St. Ray's warms up, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with you. Welcome back to Engineers Field here in Johnston. St. Ray's is warming up as Bracy waits on. He has had a huge offensive turnaround in the last year. You're going to hear it now from Cantone. If the field mic is working, you're going to hear Cantone being nice and loud. You'll hear the signature fingers shoulder that is preached every day at practice.
Bracy's really going to need to start off hot for this Panthers offense. That defense.
This Panthers offense needs to start off hot. There was a lot of defensive mistakes in this first inning, leading to a 2-0 lead. Nolet is pitching for St. Ray's. Bracy walks up to his walk-up music for his first at-bat. Toulette delivers the first one. Outside, called strike. That one was a little iffy.
Yeah, a little close one there.
Bracy, a lefty here to lead it off. Of course, the lefty standing in the right side of the plate makes it a much easier run to first. Bracy also is known for his speed. Could see a bunt here. Bracy takes it in for a ball. It's a 2-1 count here for Brace. Toulette looks to deliver to Bracy. The pitch. Outside and up, called ball 3. 3-1 count here. I know what Cantone's telling Bracy to do if it's in the strike zone. He's telling him, take a daddy hack here. But Bracy watches strike 2 in. Now 3-2 needs to protect the plate here.
That was another close one there.
That was a close one. Toulette stops to take a second to breathe, get set. The pitch. Bracy chops one up the middle. Blazing speed is Bracy. He's in there for an infield single. Gets the offense going.
Good start for Bracy there. Solani up.
Exactly what we were talking about here with Bracy. Blazing speed, a little chopper up the middle. Pitcher couldn't make a play. That's an easy single for Bracy. Now Gio Solani due up. Last time we saw him as there's a pickoff move to first. Bracy's in there. Last time we saw him here on the streams was thrown out at second in the last inning. Not something you want to see. See if he can make up with it. There's a bunt down, fouled back for strike 2. Solani. Looks like Bracy's a threat to the pitcher here. It's the second time now he's gone to first.
Looks like he saw his speed on that.
He did see the speed on that single. As Solani needs to protect here with 2 strikes. Sorry, excuse me. He only had 1 strike. It's a 1-2 count.
Missed it again.
Missed a bunt again. Probably going to be told to swing away now because he was to bunt and get a foul ball. It'd be a strikeout.
Yeah, he's really looking at Bracy right now.
Once again, checking Bracy at first. Solani waits for the pitch. Gets the bunt down. Foul tip. Ooh. Strikeout there for Solani. One out now for the Panthers. Aiden Neal comes to the plate. Another big bat here for the Panthers.
One of the 4 freshmen starting today.
Yes, one of the 4 freshmen starting today. Toulette checks at first again. Bracy maybe shortening his lead every time now because he's getting picked off about every 2 pitches, it looks like. Neal waits for the pitch. Toulette not even checking Bracy now. Inside pitch called ball 1. A 1-0 count.
Yeah, Neal's one of the best hitters on this baseball team. He's really going to need a hit right now.
He's been one of the better hitters in the cages. Hopefully you can translate it to the game. Once again, Toulette checks Bracy at first. To let to deliver now to Neal. Neal, chopper to third. Throws it over to first. Neal out at first, moves Bracy over, but it's the second out of the inning.
Looks like Duquette is up to bat now. The second freshman we see today.
Duquette has struggled offensively in the games we've seen him. Gives himself a couple whacks to the helmet, maybe trying to make sure his head stays in, because we saw that earlier. He was swinging out of his shoes to where he was losing his head, as they call it. As there's a big swing and a miss at a ball in the dirt for strike one. Duquette, your cleanup hitter. First time seeing him in this spot.
Looking at Bracy again.
Steps off. Could maybe have been called a balk. Now to deliver to Duquette. Duquette gets the tip of it. Fouls it back. Cantone giving some hitting advice here, saying stay in there. Don't let your arms fly out.
Yeah, Duquette's swinging right now.
He's swinging out of his shoes, and we've seen
Playing
that
aggressive.
problem with him early. Duquette swings just a little late. That one's fouled off into the fan area. Bracy was moving. Bracy returns the second to let. Steps back onto the bump. Duquette protecting with 2 strikes. The pitch called ball.
1-2 count.
1-2 count there for Duquette. 2 outs here. You need a hit. I believe a single to the outfield scores Bracy. I could just see the blazing speed in him. That one fouled off. Maybe he got the catcher's mitt. He sounded like he maybe took it off the glove a little bit.
Yeah,
The ball may have just hit off the pinky of the glove. Catcher's mitt, as much as they protect you, it still hurts to get hit in certain spots. To deliver. Duquette back up the middle, digging to first. Can't get there in time. Second baseman makes the play for out number 3. Your Panthers leave one stranded, down 2-0 going into the second. Well, offensively, the start for the Panthers struggling. Defensively, the start for the Panthers struggling. Down 2-0 Luke. What are they going to need to come back?
They're really going to need Rios to step up right now, and as well as Ogden. He looked a little iffy that first inning. Rios and Ogden really needs to get that connection together right now for the second inning, and obviously keep that going. If they have a great second inning right now, that could look very promising throughout this whole entire game.
St. Ray's on their 7-hole now. Went through 6 batters in that first inning. Gave up maybe 2 outs in that last inning. 7, 8, 9 due up. Rio's mindset is probably get these 3 because I know the top of the lineup's coming back up. If he can get these 3 and go into the next inning only down 2-0 still, that helps not only the offense but himself.
100%.
Rio's not able to hit as there's a DH. Some people say let the pitcher hit. Like today for St. Ray's, their pitcher is hitting. Other teams say let a DH hit and let our pitcher rest during the offensive innings. Rio's warming up with his infielders behind him warming up.
One of our best hitters at DH today. He can really get it done.
Senior captain Matt Clements can definitely get it done at the plate. A little lower in the lineup than you usually see him. We will see him next inning leading off as Rios is done warming up. Nolet, the pitcher, trying to add on for himself.
Just like you said, the pitcher's hitting today. As we're going to see right now how he does.
Rios switches now into the windup. Maybe can see more success out of that one. As there's a ball inside, called strike. Good pitch there from Rios in a spot where the ump has been calling it all day.
100% he's been calling it.
That one's up there, a little wild from Rios. Ogden can't handle it. 1-1 count. Rios still in the windup for the 1-1 pitch. Fouled right back at us. Luke, I just saw you flinch. 1-2 now for Rios off that foul ball. Rios so far with only 1 strikeout on the day. Rios to deliver out of the windup. The pitch. Up there for ball 2. 2-2 count.
High.
Rios, one of the flamethrowers of this pitching staff. Ogden trying to handle him. As there's a off-speed fouled off back to the backstop. 2-2 count. As Nolet battles with Rios.
Rios is looking pretty aggressive right now. What pitch do you think he's going to throw right now?
I think he's going to go back to the off-speed. Maybe get it into the dirt. Timeout called by the batter. Rios taking too long for his legging. Rios to deliver. Low in the dirt. Couldn't be picked by Ogden.
3-2
Another
now.
pass ball for him. 3-2 count, as Luke says.
Full count.
When coaches say protect the plate, what do they mean by that, Luke?
You got to swing. 100%.
You got to protect the plate. If it's close, you have to protect that plate. That one popped out of play. Rios battling with the other pitcher, Nolet, here in the top of the second.
Pitcher to pitcher going at it right now.
A pitcher-pitcher battle here. Rios looking for the strikeout, the delivery. Fouled back. Nolet continues to battle with Rios.
Pretty good battle right now.
It's a very good battle. I believe we're in the 10th pitch of the at-bat. Strike 3 called.
Great pitch by Rios there.
Good pitch there on the inside corner, called strike 3 by the ump. His second strikeout. His first strikeout looking.
Promising start for Rios there. Don't want to jinx it though.
Now due up is Franco. Tries to check his swing on the inside pitch, called ball. Rios now facing a lefty, I believe, for the first time today. Looks like there's something similar between all these St. Ray's hitters. They seem to crowd the plate as there's a bunt down. Rios calls it, has time, gets him at first. You're 1-3 for your second out of the inning.
Looks like Rios is finally getting his momentum down. He's starting off hot this second
finding
inning.
his groove. Now
Don't want the announcer jinx though,
is
don't we?
Mantle, the first baseman, takes a big hat there at a inside pitch in the dirt. Rios to deliver. In there for a ball. 1-1 count here for Rios as he delivers out of the windup. Ball up, called by the umpire. Rios facing the 9-hole right now. The pitch swung on, fouled back to the backstop. Rios now in a 2-2 situation here, looking for another strikeout.
He's really going to need it now.
There's a hard hit ball to the shortstop, off the glove of Richie. Mantle reaches on a E6, or an error by the shortstop. Another error made by Richie, now the top of the lineup coming up.
Yeah, Rios really wanted that 7, 8, 9 to get out in the second inning because he knew that their big hitters were coming up.
Not something you want to see by your shortstop.
New position for Richie as we see him at the short today. Last time we were in these chairs, we saw him actually behind the plate. Today, looks like Ogden and Richie switched. Ogden played short last game, and Richie played behind the plate.
Yeah, it looks like a little switch. Maybe not the switch they needed. Ogden had a better game so far at short last time, and Richie, I believe, had a better game at catcher. As Ogden fakes the throw to first, gets it back to Rios. Rios delivers. Ball swung on.
Richie calls
Richie
for it.
calling for it, trying to fight the sun. Now Duquette dives for it, and it falls fair.
Another hard ball to track.
Another hard ball hit into the air to track. Another error by your Panthers to now make it first and second for Rios. Rios looks down, shakes his head. Can't believe that one just happened.
Man, on first and second now.
A jam again for Rios. As there's a ball passed by Ogden.
Easily, both of them.
Easily advances the runner, Luke, as another pass ball moves runners into scoring position again, leaving Rios into a jam through errors.
Yeah, Rios had a really good start, and I don't think right now he hasn't been really making this problem right now. He's had a great second inning. He started off hot. Everyone on this defense started off great.
And now errors happen. Groove kind of gets thrown out of the window as there's one fouled back to the backstop for strike one. Panthers have 3 errors already on the day, plus the pass balls, leading to a 2-0 ball game here in the top of the second. Rios to deliver. Low pitch by Richie. Not by Richie, sorry, Ogden. Thinking about Richie being back there right now. By Ogden. Runners don't advance. Rios in a jam, down 2-0. Looks to deliver. Ball in there for a strike to Smith. Smith reached on a walk his last at bat. Looks to reach again in the second. That one fouled hard towards the visitors' dugout. Smith looks to continue his battle. There's a hard ball hit to the center fielder. That's going to score 1 and 2. 4-0 now St. Ray's leads as Rios gives up a 2 RBI single to Smith.
Looks like we were just talking about the 9 coming up for St. Ray's, and Rios really needed to get him out to end this inning. Now look where we are now, 4-0 St. Ray's.
Gives them, Panthers defense gives them 2 more outs. And now it is a 4-0 ball game with a runner on first for Rios.
Runner is safe at first.
Checking the runner, even down 4-0. Rios delivers. Runner goes. Ogden. Loses the baseball, but calls foul tip. Runner returns. I believe Smith also had a stolen bag in the first. I think he was going for another one.
Rios really needs to check that out right now.
Panthers give up another 2 outs in the second. Rios checks over at first.
Just like I said.
Called safe after the steal attempt. Your Panthers down 4-0. Rios needs to bounce back here.
Looks again. Safe again.
Rios doesn't want another runner in scoring position as he delivers to the plate. There's the throw down. Not in time by Ogden. Runners now in scoring position. Again for Rios. Rios delivers to the plate. Check swing, fouled off. Rios needs to get out of the jam here, needs an out. Rios checking the runner at second. Tries a little pickoff move, knows he's getting back. Doesn't throw it too hard, doesn't want to waste his arm. We've seen that before from Rios. The little rainbow throw. There's a pitch to the plate in the dirt, called for a ball. Struggling is this Panthers defense. 3 errors on the day as there's a pitch in the dirt again. Ogden loses it. And there's an easy base for Smith.
Really in scoring position now.
Now on third, single scores him. Rios comes set. The pitch. Fouled off towards the visitors' dugout. Fernandez is battling with Rios here in the top of the second, up 4. Rios delivers the pitch home. Right back at him, off the glove. Can't get control of it, not in time to kneel. It's an infield single for Fernandez. That scores the runner from third. It's 5-0.
5-0 in the second.
5-0 in the second, and Achardo now is going out to Rios. I don't believe he's going to make a pitcher change. Umpires telling the infielders to go back to their spots. I'm taking a guess that means that Achardo just wants to have a conversation with his pitcher. Rios probably telling Achardo he's good to stay in despite the struggles of this Panthers defense. If you're wondering how we got to 5-0, early in the first, E6 gets a runner on. Smith walks. 2 sacrifices moves the runners. A single by Berry scores the runners. There's a pitch there from Rios. Bag stolen easily. Ogden doesn't even make an attempt. In the second, an E5 gets runners on. An E6 gets runners on. And a 2 RBI single makes it 5-0. As there's the third and final out, fielded by the Panthers.
Adamo there.
Adamo making a play. Really struggled this inning, giving 2 easy outs back to St. Ray's. It's now a 5-0 ball game.
Not a great start.
Not a great start at all. As St. Ray's comes out to warm up, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back with you at Engineers Field in Johnson Memorial Park. Welcome back here to Johnston Memorial Park at Engineers Field for your baseball matchup between the Panthers and the St. Ray's Saints. As Can't Stop by the Red Hot Chili Peppers plays, your senior captain, Matt Clements, comes up for the first time today.
Senior captain up to the dish. He's really need to start off hot as
This team needs to lock in on the offensive side, especially with the amount of errors they made. First inning, 1 hit. Bracy reached on an infield single with his blazing speed. Matt swings on 1, hit to the shortstop, can't make the play. It's an infield single for the senior captain, Matt Clements.
good start by Clemens.
Now it's
Vendetti.
Anthony Vendetti, the junior pitcher who pitched 5.5 innings.
Back-to-back media
Yesterday.
announcers.
Yep, back-to-back media announcers. Clemens almost picked off, wasn't expecting that one. Vendetti, his first at-bat of the game, down 5-0. Swings, chops one down the first base line, foul ball, as the first baseman kills it. Only 2 hits so far for the Panthers. Nothing to the outfield yet. Bracy infield single, Clement infield single. So far, perfect defense played by these St. Rays as a pickoff move used while Matt Clements is still on the bag. Vendetti looking to make something happen. Ball way outside. Vendetti, another lefty to this lineup. A lot of lefties on this team. Looks to battle as there's a ball hit way up into the infield. We've seen the Panthers struggle with this one. Shortstop comes in, makes the play easily. It's a fly out to the shortstop for Vendetti. Now it's Ogden, the catcher who struggled today so far.
Vendetti's talking to him right now. Ogden's really need to step up. Maybe he could step up on the offensive side because he hasn't had a great defensive outing.
The catcher, Ogden, a freshman, looks to battle now. First pitch taken for a ball. Nolette, your pitcher for St. Ray's, has had a good outing so far. This is a ball inside. Called strike, I think.
Yeah.
That was an inside pitch that could have probably been called a ball. Nolette gets another inside pitch, swung on by Ogden, fouled back. Ogden could be the one to get this offense going with a 1-2 count. 1 out, down 5-0 is the Panthers. Ball in. 2-2 count now for the Panthers and Ogden. So Nolette delivers. Foul ball off the foot of Ogden. Battling is Corey Ogden, the freshman.
He really wants to step up. We don't even have to put it at need. He really wants to step up right now because he knows he hasn't had a great outing on the defensive side right now.
Of course, due up after this is Adamo and Richie. The delivery, Clement steals, is in there. Safe with a stolen bag is your senior captain.
As Adamo comes up.
As Ogden also strikes out there swinging. Hit and run probably called. Ogden didn't make contact though. Adamo now, the 8-hole with 2 outs. Fouled right back out of Adamo. Second, I think this is our first time sitting down seeing Adamo taking that bat. He was subbed into the last game we were here for, but then subbed out for a different hitter. I believe it was Schroer.
It was Schroer. Closer, actually, the last inning as we saw Solani come out with
Solani come out at second, getting gunned down. What could have been a walk-off win for the Panthers turned into tragedy. Fouled off, I believe. Called strike 3.
Looks like that's the end of...
I don't exactly... Oh, it hit him on the pitch. That's a strikeout if you're hit and you were swinging.
Oh, okay.
Couldn't tell if that was a swing or not. He calls swinging strike 3 on Adamo. Panthers leave Clement stranded.
Panthers defense gets back out there.
Panthers defense gets back out there. Rios gets back out there to warm up. Now, in other words, unfortunately, your Panthers here are down 5-0. What else is going on in the Johnston world? Boys volleyball is 4-2, making a run so far. We saw them last week on Monday. We saw them get a win, I believe it was 3-2. They just won, I believe it was Monday of this week, in 5 sets. Girls softball today, played at 11 a.m. That team won 17-0 in 3 innings. Your pitcher, Haley Boudreau, the ace of that team, had 6 strikeouts. Panthers baseball, on the other hand, not off to the hottest start. With Rios warming up still, you care to wonder if another pitcher will be used today. The last time we saw Rios, he went 7 innings. Today, he has struggled.
That's a good point. We don't know. It doesn't look like that type of game that he's going to play all 7 today.
Barry comes to the dish at the 5-hole. Looking for a big 3rd inning now is St. Ray's as Rios delivers his first pitch of the inning. Down for ball 1. Unfortunate. Rios' second pitch, also a ball. Two balls, no strikes here for Rios as he gets set to deliver. In there. Hits the batter. That's a hit by pitch walk. Rios gets another man on a first, free. Errors, walks, and pass balls have been the main keys now of this defense so far. Now, when you let a runner on for free, that is just not something you want to see. Rios checks over at first, doesn't get any action. Ball 2 called.
Pretty nice day out right now.
It is a nice day. It's a little hot up here in the booth, but we deal with that as Rios checks the runner at first. Rios getting the sign from Ogden, checks over the first, comes set. Rios out of the stretch. The pitch. In there for a called strike.
Great pitch by Rios there.
Good off-speed pitch there.
Looks like the off-speed has been not too shabby today for him.
Fouled off for strike 2. Soriano now has to battle with Rios. Looks like they are trying to advance the runner. Barry over to second with a steal. Rios takes the sign. Quick pick to the first baseman and not in time. Rios comes set. The pitch. Swung on and hit to Duquette, who can't handle it.
Another mistake for the Panthers defense.
And Duquette not showing the right body language you want to see, not even covering the bag after that one. It's a single for Soriano as the pitcher Nolet comes up to the plate. Another error kills the Panthers.
Cantone's coming to talk to Rios and the whole infield, looks like.
The whole infield is coming in. Rios down in a crouch. And if we could hear into that group right now, I can only imagine what's being said. Not good things, I would have to believe.
1000%. Definitely not good things being talked about right now.
A lot of mistakes being made. That was, I believe, the 4th error of the day by the Panthers. A lot of errors being made by freshmen, which is not something you want to see knowing you have such a young team. Of course, the freshman Duquette named the starter at third. We've seen a couple different lineups.
A lot of different lineups, actually.
Rios. Pass ball.
Passes Ogden again.
Soriano to second. Barry to third. 5-0 is your ball game here as there's runners in scoring position again for Rios. Infielders are in looking for the play at home. Rios delivers. Swung on and missed by Nolette. Rios once again in a jam here early. Ball up called by the umpire. Rios now looking to fight his way out of the jam. Pitch delivered. In there for a strike. Manny finding the pitch late here, jammed up, need those strikeout pitches.
100%.
Rios throws. Ball up, called up. I believe it is now a 3-2 count.
Pitcher and pitcher.
Pitcher
Goes
pitcher
back at it
battle again. We saw over a 10-pitch battle before. Rios gets the strikeout on Nolette.
That's a great pitch there.
Nolette strikes out again to Rios.
Yeah, that pitcher battle. 2-0 Rios right now.
1 out here in the top of the third. Now at the plate is Franco. His last at bat, he grounded out to the pitcher. Rios delivers the pitch. Swung on. That ball has a tail. It gets down for a single. It scores 1. Runner holds on at third.
That's 6
now
for St. Ray's.
6-0 St. Ray's on the RBI single by Franco. Now it's Mantell. He got on last time due to an error, as there's a free stolen bag there for Franco. Rios again in a jam early in this game. It's only the third inning and the Panthers are down 6-0. Rios
Not
delivers.
what we want to say.
Over
Past
the head of
Ogden again.
Ogden. That's going to be an easy pass ball score.
That's 7 now.
Barry scores. Now Soriano. Now 7-0. Panthers down. Pitch. Swung on and missed by Mantell. Once again, he got on base in the second on an E6. Franco on third. Mantle battling with Rios. The pitch.
A little low.
Low called ball. And it's a walk for Rios. Not happy with that one as Mantell reaches.
First and third now. Not in a good position again.
Top of the lineup up now as Achardo walks out with a different pitcher. That is Scorpio walking out with Achardo. Looks like Rios is going to be done for the day. With Rios done for the day, they Panthers give up 7. He's not happy about it. Clement's trying to console him through a 7-run start. Not something you usually see from Rios. a new face here, Scorpio. We haven't seen him yet. Scorpio talking with Ogden, probably going over what pitches he has, what he likes to throw. As the top of the lineup comes up to face a new pitcher. Scorpio.
Yeah, like you said, we haven't seen Scorpio yet this year.
Scorpio, a senior, I believe. Not exactly sure.
Warming up
Takes
with Ogden.
his second relief outing of the year that I have seen. I saw him last in Narragansett. He had a couple of good innings down there after already being down about this same deficit. Really, as a reliever coming in down 7-0, all you're really doing is trying to keep the lead to 7. It's really not possible to give up more runs in this position, because if you do, it's going to be a problem.
100%.
Of course, the new camera angles, I know some people were saying at the beginning you can't see first and third. Luckily, we were able to swap cameras when the ball is hit, so you can see first and third. I know the press box here is not the best angle. You can't really see first or third, but having two camera angles, you're able to see the whole field, especially when the ball is put into play. Something we didn't have before. We only had one angle for basketball, which we always try to experiment with in different spots. A really good angle we had in the final games of the season, not for the Panthers, but for other schools, was shown all over the place. Colin Kelly, a very famous name to JHS media, kind of put us on the map in the middle, or the, I should say, end of the year. About 30,000 viewers on that video of him hitting a huge full court shot in the semifinals of Division II basketball. Now, moving on, of course, not Matt and Vendetti in the booth, but different people for a different sport. We had, for the first time, a female commentator, which we tried to get earlier for girls basketball, couldn't do it, but we found one for volleyball. She sounded great. We're going to hopefully have a full female crew in the next coming weeks for volleyball. There's a big fly ball to right, ranging back is Vendetti, who makes the catch in foul ground, but that's going to score a run.
8 now for St. Ray's.
8 now for St. Ray's on that sacrifice fly. Now it's Smith. Takes ball outside. Ogden fakes the back pick. Safe called on the pickoff move. Scorpio. Now comes set, pitch, thrown. Up there for a ball.
A little too high there by Scorpio.
Of course, Scorpio kind of unorthodox with his delivery, a different delivery than Rios. As there's a breaking ball in there for a ball. Panthers down 8-0 here in early in the third. Only 2 outs for this Panthers team, as there's a walk Now first and second for the reliever, Scorpio. Scorpio with the pitch. In there for strike one.
A little pitch by Scorpio there.
Yeah, good off speed there. Gets it in for a strike. Exactly what you want to see out of your reliever, especially down 8-0. There's another pitch. In there for strike two on the outside corner. Fernandez now looks to battle back down 0-2. The delivery of that pitch. In the dirt. Runners advance.
Easily there.
On the passed ball. Now second and third for St. Ray's. Another jam for the Panthers. Struggling as this Panthers defense and offense today, down 8-0. Yesterday had a pretty good day, lost by 1. Last time we saw them at home, lost by 1. They seem to be coming in by 1 run. We haven't seen a blowout like this yet, as there's a big fly ball out to center field. Bracey brings it in for out number 3. Your Panthers give up a lot this inning, but finally go back to the offensive side of the ball. Down 8-0. You need the ball. You need the bats to get hot now.
100%. It all starts now.
Due up for the Panthers, it's going to be Richie Bracey Solani.
9-1-2.
Top of the order coming up. We saw Bracey reach in the first on an infield single. Not a good outing so far for this offense. Only 2 hits in 2 innings. 3 strikeouts, couple flyouts. Panthers failing to bring in runners when they get into score position. They've left 2 stranded now.
Bracey and Clemens.
Bracey and Clemens left stranded at second, meaning they were in scoring position.
Just hasn't got the job done.
While St. Ray's warms up, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back here in Engineers Field. Welcome back here to Engineers Field. Now the Panthers on offense.
We see Richie up there.
Richie battling with Nolette. There's a hit back to the pitcher.
Right back to him. A little easy.
1-3 ground out.
Bracey up to the plate.
Bracey comes up to his second at bat. 1 for 1 today with a single. Brace, a lefty, saw his speed earlier in the game, reached on an infield single up the middle. Bracey, another infield hit, fielded by the third baseman, in time this time. Get Bracey on the first pitch.
play by St. Ray's third baseman there.
A 5-3 ground out, for Bracy.
Solani up to the
Solani
plate.
now struck out his first at bat, looking to do something in his second with 2 outs. First pitch in there for a strike. 8-0 the score. Panthers offense just can't get it going. As there's another pitch in there for a strike 2. Solani now down 0-2 in the count. Nolet shakes yes to the sign. The pitch. Called ball now. 1-2 count for Solani. Nolet, the pitch. Swung on, fouled back to the catcher. Can't handle it. 1-2 as the at-bat continues. Giving the catcher a second as the ump as he walks the ball to the pitcher. Solani, 1-2 count here. Needs to battle back. And needs a big one. Panthers yet to score a run at home. Yet to score a run at home today. They scored 2 against Charahoe. Solani fouls one back off the catcher again. Must not like him.
Looked a little late there.
Solani, 1-2 count, battling with Nolet. Nolet comes set. His pitch. Swung on off the catcher again.
Just gets the tip once again.
This catcher is getting battered with foul balls. This at bat by Solani. Walking it off. After that one, looks like it probably got his foot there. Ump takes another break for the catcher after he takes 3 foul balls. Let me tell you, it does not feel good to have a ball get hit off the bat right at you. It does not feel good at all coming from experience, feeling that foul ball being hit off your foot. It doesn't feel too good.
Can only imagine.
Nolet comes set to throw. There's a hard hit ball to the shortstop. Can't make the play. Solani safe at first as the first baseman bobbles the ball. It's going to be E3 as Solani reaches on an error.
As we see the Panthers first baseman up to the plate, Aiden Neal, one of the freshmen.
Another major story, the freshman Aiden Neal.
Pretty good year he's had.
Nolet. Ball down. Neal wearing 0. Usually not a number worn in high school. First time I'm seeing it. Pitch. Swung on. Chopper to the third baseman. Gets the easy out at second for the fielder's choice. Panthers leave one stranded again. As St. Ray's still leads 8-0.
Next time we see the Panthers offense, we'll see Duquette, Clemens, and Vendetti.
Another pretty good set of bats that just haven't been working yet. Scorpio still out on the bump. Now back to what we were talking about before coming back while Scorpio was warming up. Softball. We have not yet to show them yet on media. Still trying to get the permission to do it. Of course, some coaches don't exactly look at this as a good thing for their teams. 17 runs in 3 innings.
That's
impressive.
Very, very impressive.
That is very impressive for baseball or softball. You don't see 17 runs unless you're the Yankees on opening day. Haley Boudreau just has been the ace of that team for 2 years now, I believe. Can shove it, had 6 strikeouts, I believe. Last week, I heard that she had 12 in a game or something like that number. When you can pitch like that and then put up runs with an offense, you're bound to win a championship. Hopefully that's something they can go to. Boys volleyball has been rolling home and away. Baseball needs to just get on it. The train here of a couple wins. I mean, they definitely have the potential to be a winning team.
1,000%. We've seen it in a couple games, falling short by 1 against Cheraho and Burrowville.
Not only that, we've seen our co-op lacrosse team start action. I can't exactly tell you much about that because I haven't heard much, but spring sports are underway for all schools, and Johnson's unveiling some new ones. Of course, the founding fathers, I guess you could call it, of girls flag football that is going to be starting either this year or next year as a varsity sport. Hopefully we'll be able to cover that a little bit more when we get these schedules and everything for that. Scorpio now, still on the bump here in the top of the 4th, down 8-0. His first pitch, a ball that gets away from Ogden.
Yeah, getting back to your lacrosse talk, I'm pretty sure they have not won a game yet this season. I'm pretty sure they've played 2 or 3.
Lacrosse, a new sport for Johnston, just started last year. Usually a really big girls sport. I don't know if we have a team this year. That's something we'd have to look into. Scorpio, his second outing, I believe, now for the Panthers. That one's fouled back. Battling with this St. Ray's team who has put up 8 against this Panthers team.
Johnston's lacrosse team has co-opted with Cranston East.
Cranston East, of course, Mike Cantone, his former school, as there's an infield single that gets through Duquette
And
Richie for a single. Camaro comes through with a hit in the 4th.
Scorpio gives up another one.
Now Barry, his last time up, hit by Rios. Now facing Scorpio, a lefty, with a runner on first. The pickoff move not in time. Camaro back to first, being held on by Scorpio and Neal. Scorpio comes set. Brings it home. That one's fouled back. It is Barry here at the plate. Like I said, hit by pitch in his second, at bat. His first singled, 1 for 1 on the day. Pitch down for a ball. If you are just joining us, you see the score of 8-0 in the top of the 4th. Nothing but errors, pass balls, and no offense for the Panthers as there's a single hit to center.
Another hit let up by Scorpio.
Another hit, given up by Scorpio. Moves the runner to scoring position. As Barry gets his second hit of the day, his second single of the day. Soriano struck out in the 1st, reached in the 2nd. Now up for his 3rd at bat in the top of the 4th. 1st and 2nd for him, a big opportunity against Scorpio. Sees that ball in off the block of Ogden, bounced in front of him. Ogden has had some troubles controlling the ball back there, as there's a rip to the center fielder, calling off Vendetti. Never mind, dives behind Vendetti. Vendetti gets the ball in.
I really thought Bracey got that.
I thought Bracey was calling Vendetti off there. Vendetti says, no, this is my ball. A sac fly advances the runner to 3rd. Now is the, I believe we have a sub here. Due up was Nolet. Now it is, looks to be a number 5. Doesn't seem like we have this sub on our, oh, we do. It is Jeremy Medina. Now batting for the pitcher. Looks like Nolet may be done for the day on the pitching side. Of course, Nolet, 2 strikeouts against Rios. Now Medina fills in for him, number 5. Don't know if he will be the pitcher or if he is coming in as a DH, as that one's fouled off towards the visitors' dugout. Medina 0 for 0, even though he's batting in the spot of Nolet. Nolet was 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts before coming out of the game, but had a dominant defensive side of the ball on the mound. We're going to see Medina, Franco, and Mantell due up.
7, 8, 9.
Swinging, strike 3. Thought Ogden didn't control it. He does. That's a strikeout for Medina in his first at-bat in the game. Now we're seeing the lefty Franco. Steps in for his third at-bat of the day. Had an RBI single in the third. Doesn't like that one outside. Called ball by the ump. The pitch swung on for a strike. 1-1 count here for Scorpio. Scorpio comes set. Runner fakes that he's taking off. Adamo fields it cleanly. Gets it to Neal for the
third out.
4-3 ground out. As the Panthers head to the dugout to put the helmets on, we're going to see, I believe we're going to see
Clements and Vendetti.
Clements Vendetti. Clements last time reached on a infield single. Duquette grounded out in the first.
Clemens was left stranded, obviously.
After his infield single, Vendetti also flew out in the sixth. Now, those 3 names, Duquette, Clements, Vendetti, may sound a little familiar if you watched us during basketball seasons. That is our 3 announcers for basketball coming up in this baseball lineup. And I'm sure they'll be talking about that after that. Hey, we commentated basketball together. Now we're batting in order.
Pretty cool.
I believe, is that Nolet still in the game pitching, so they must have pinch hit for a DH as Nolet continues to pitch.
Yeah, he's had a great game today.
He's had a good pitching side of the game. Guest coach said, I don't like that you're striking out and pitching. We're going to leave you to pitch. He has had a good game so far today. 3 strikeouts, no runs given up. Clements, Vendetti, and Duquette, as Duquette is the leadoff here. Oh, no, it's not Duquette. That seems to be Juan coming up to the dish. Juan Branch, the first time seeing him today in the spot of Matt Duquette. Looks like Cantone wants to make an offensive or defensive sub here as Branch takes his first AB. Ball down, thrown by Nolet. On the on-deck circle is Clements. We aren't going to see a change there. Branch hit right back to the pitcher. Easy ground ball for the pitcher to handle.
Clemens over now.
The senior captain walks up to Can't Stop by the Red Hot Chili Peppers. His signature walk-up song. It's been a walk-up song for 3 years now.
Doesn't look like they get to live up that 4-5-6 Duquette, Clemens, and Vendetti.
Duquette not coming up. It was Branch instead, a pitch hitter. Now Clements. His first AB singled. That one fouled off back to the backstop for strike 2, I believe. Clements so far having a little off of a season. Haven't seen much from him yet. Clements off the hands, easy fly ball to the first baseman.
Vendetti up now.
Vendetti, we saw him fly out last at bat. Vendetti now in the box, waiting for delivery from Nolet. The pitch swung on there and caught in foul ground by the right fielder. Panthers go 1, 2, 3 in order. Very quick inning there, going into the top of the 5th now. Panthers down 8-0. While the Panthers get on the field to warm up, we are going to take a break. We'll be right back in Engineers Field in a second. All right, welcome back to Engineers Field here. A blowout for the Johnson Panthers as Scorpio warms. Let's talk about what's going around the school right now. It's prom season. Junior, senior prom coming up, of course. you'll see the seniors of JHS Media at the senior one, the junior ones at the junior prom. Senior assassin, I'm sure you saw a big one come out a couple days ago. Matt Clemens gets caught by Brenton Lang, the last JHS media member to be caught in senior assassin. Now it's anyone's game to win, they say.
Tyler's out, huh?
I got out very early. First round. Back to the game here. Scorpio still on the bump.
I got 3 years to prepare for that.
That breaking ball in the dirt for ball one. Scorpio. It's another wind up. The pitch. Down again. Ball two called. Scorpio.
In there.
Strike one called, 2-1 count. I believe there has been a sub again. I do not know though. It's like a 0-0, I believe. I don't know if that is still Mantell. On my paper it says he's wearing number 2. I could be wrong.
No 0-0.
I don't see any 0-0 on our roster. I don't know as there's a liner to left field.
Solani
Could it be brought in by Solani? That's a single for, if it is, Mantell. If not, I do not know. We do not have a 0-0 on our roster. Back to the top of the order here. It's Tarlamolene. He has reached base on 2 errors now as there's a high fly ball. Branch coming in on it. Can't make the play again. Panthers struggle with the pop-ups today.
A little hard to see out there.
Gives the leadoff hitter another life as that one's dropped by the third baseman Juan Branch, who is now just checked into the game. The last inning for Duquette. Scorpio delivers to Hope. That ball is hit to second. Adamo bobbles it. They try to get the double play. Can't get it.
Gets the man out at
Gets
second,
the runner
though.
at second. But Ptolemy reaches on a fielder's choice.
Smith up to the plate now.
Smith now, he has reached on a walk, a hit and a walk. He is 1 for 1 on the day. He has scored 2 runs though. Scorpio first pitch in the dirt for ball 1. Smith having a pretty good day. 2 walks, 2 RBI single earlier. That pitch is hit to right field. Vendetti comes in on it and makes the play. 2 outs now for the Panthers. An F9.
Fernandez up to the plate.
Now Fernandez, yep, coming up. He has been part of a fielder's choice and a fly out to left. He's also walked.
Scorpio.
There's a ball hit up the middle. Diving play by Javen. Adamo can't get it in time. There's an infield single again. Fernandez. Singles in the top of the 4th.
Not a bad play by Adamo there. Didn't let it get to the outfield.
Or top of the 5th. Sorry, excuse me. We are in the top of the 5th. Looking at the wrong inning here.
Scorpio waits.
2 outs here for the Panthers.
Deals. Strike one called.
Scorpio looks to finish the inning now for the Panthers. The pitch. Swung on, belted. Bracey makes the knee sliding play.
Great play by Bracey.
What a play there by Bracey. Slides on 2 knees to make the catch. Saves the runs from coming in. That's an F8. And that ends the inning for the Panthers, or ends the half inning for the Panthers, excuse me. Going into the bottom of the 5th, your Panthers are down 8-0. Due up for the Panthers, Ogden, Adamo, and Richie. We'll see if we have maybe an offensive switch here late in the 5th. Some faces we still have not seen yet. Could be coming out now, down 8-0 in the bottom of the 5th. 8 runs, still possible. We've seen it done before. Need a big rally here.
Yeah, 100% need a big rally.
Looking at the weather forecast coming up, as dark clouds roll in, we're looking at rain in around 10 to 11 minutes. We may have to cut one of our camera angles out due to the rain. Unfortunately, we don't have anything to cover it. Getting colder now. You can feel the cold front of the rain coming in. Looking at the other angle, you can see how scary that sky looks. Dark clouds rolling in.
Didn't even realize that.
Nolet's still warming up. We've seen him for 4 innings now.
Nolet's still out there.
We saw another pitcher go 105 pitches here last time for Charahoe. Had basically a complete game. St. Ray's shown so far they are a good defense. I don't believe they've made only a single error on the day. Have only given up 2 hits, no runs allowed. Have left 2 stranded now for the Panthers. As
Corey Ogden's
walk-up music plays, he steps in to the box. Nolet looking to finish the complete game shutout.
Nolet.
Not to jinx it. Needs 2 innings for a complete game shutout. It's starting to get cold and windy here in Johnston as there's a hit up the middle for Ogden.
There we go.
A leadoff single for the freshman. In the bottom of the 5th, and the dugout is loving it.
See, as we talked about earlier, Ogden's defensive side of the ball has not been great today, but he gets it a good little boost of energy, maybe we could call it, on the offensive side.
Second at bat, singles, 1 for 2 now.
Great hit by Ogden.
Adamo comes up now. He struck out in his first at bat. That ball hit up there.
Very high. It's caught.
Third baseman comes in, catches it.
Ogden goes back.
And as these clouds quickly roll in, it's getting colder here in Johnston.
Looks like Richie's up now.
We could see a little bit of rain. We unfortunately have to move our camera inside. We cannot get it wet.
That would be bad.
It would not be good. Cameraman Timothy Zaidara on that one. Nolet pitches with the clouds coming in. It gets darker here in Johnston. There's a pickoff move to first. This game could be shut down short due to rain. Hopefully not. We apologize for the angle, but unfortunately
Cannot get that wet.
We cannot get a camera wet. It would not be a good ending.
We would love to have that camera for the rest of this year.
Pitch. Inside.
A
To
little close to
Richie.
the head there.
Yes, a little close there. Leans out of the way. Called that Mission Impossible right there. The Matrix.
Low on that one.
As we head into the bottom of the fifth so far, Ogden singles.
It's another high ball.
High fly ball in the infield,
Caught
brought in
again.
by the first baseman. Richie flies out.
Oh.
Bracy now
As his music comes on,
comes
Bracy.
on.
We saw his speed earlier. Little infield hit. Gets him on first. Left stranded, though, on second to end the inning.
Hopefully we can see a sharp liner. That could definitely be trouble as Bracy
Swings.
takes a big hack.
Yeah, he really wanted the hit there. He really wants Ogden to get a run in.
He wants
Ogden on
Runs.
first.
down 8-0. Bracy
Outside.
watches that one in, an outside pitch.
It's a 1-1 count.
Bracy. Pitch. Swung on, hit right back at us. For the second strike of the at-bat.
No flinch that time.
No flinch that time, Luke.
More towards your side.
I didn't flinch. Bracy now, looking to battle. The pitch. Swung on, missed
One.
for strike 3. That will end the inning going into the top of the 6th. St. Ray's 8, Panthers 0. As these dark clouds roll in, both teams head to the dugout. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Engineers Field. Unfortunately, we don't have the other camera to show you, but it has gone from a sunny day to dark here. I'm talking to coaches, maybe talking about seeing if this rain is going to be the rain to cancel the game.
Yeah, everyone's looking up right now.
Everyone's looking up. This sky has gone from bright to cold. It's getting windy. It is cold out now. It was a lot warmer earlier with the sun rising on us, or not rising, but pointing at us. The sun was right in my eyes at a point during the game. Couldn't really see. Now getting windy.
Everyone in here's put their jackets on, besides Tyler.
Yeah, I'm not cold. As the umpires and coaches discuss, they say, play ball. Very scary looking out here as it's getting darker and darker by the second.
I guess that's a good way to put it.
Pitch. Getting a little windy as I feel some rain on my face.
Just a little windy, huh?
I felt some rain on our face, or on my face, as there's a
Strike
called strike. We may need to close this window in front of us. Camera struggling to focus for some reason. There's
Another one
pitch called strike. Scorpio waiting for a ball as we look. Strike.
Oh.
Swinging strike. Drops.
There we go.
Luke there dropped third strike. Catcher drops the ball on the third strike. Runner gets to take off for first.
See, I did not know that. I do not have a baseball mind. More of a football guy. A little bit of basketball, too.
Just a defensive sub here for the Panthers. Jaden Calcagno is now at shortstop. Scorpio. Strike called on the check swing. Scorpio comes set to throw the pitch. In there for a strike. Strike called. Hopefully Scorpio can get us out of this inning quick. The pitch. Swung on, missed, strike 3. Tag applied by Ogden. As I feel some rain coming in. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to close the window in front of us. All right, we are back here in Engineers Field. You're not going to hear much of the game right now. Our field mics have been turned off due to it starting to rain a little bit. 8-0 here in the top of the 6th. Panthers down 8 real late in the game, looking to just score a run. Scorpio still pitching. Pitch in the dirt from Scorpio. Wind is blowing as the rain begins to pick up. Scorpio to deliver. Fouled off. Once again, window closed here as the rain starts to come down. It's gone from sunny to cloudy here in Johnston. The pitch. In there for a strike called.
Got that inning done quick there by Scorpio.
Scorpio gets the inning done quick. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Now down 8. Panthers better score a lot of runs quick. Once again, I'd like to apologize. Unfortunately, rain affects the setup. Not the greatest booth to be in here to see first and third, trying to fix that problem. We did have that problem fixed, just wasn't prepared for it to rain. St. Ray's is going to warm up. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back here at Johnson Memorial Park for your Panthers matchup with the Saints. Welcome back here to Engineers Field, and how has the weather changed? It is now gusting wind and pouring here in Johnston. We continue to play. Bottom of the 6th, down 8-0. You can hear the rain here in the booth. It's very loud as the wind and rain come down. Players try to protect themselves from the rain. We are in the booth with the window closed for the first time, have not seen this kind of look yet. It is pouring here in Johnston, and it looks like there's a hurricane going on.
Solani's going up there.
Definitely pouring here in Johnston. Cats and dogs are coming from the sky, as people would say. Solani steps in to this extremely rainy at-bat. By the way, if you were to rewind right now, you'd be questioning how it's pouring. Solani hit up the middle. Easy play by the second baseman for the first out of the bottom of the 6th. Really raining here. Window kind of getting fogged up on us with the rain. We don't really have anything to wipe the window with. Trying to wipe the inside of the window as Joe Lopez Tavares there. I don't think that's how that works. Pitch there from the St. Ray's pitcher.
Can barely see anymore.
I mean, right now this ball is nice and wet. I'm sure whoever it is pitching is going to struggle to hold on to this ball. Also, this field notorious for flooding while it rains. So far, doesn't look like there's any puddles yet. Pouring now in Johnston as coaches.
Good hit by Neal.
Put on their rain jackets and sweatshirts as there's a single into left by Neal. Unfortunately, you can't exactly see it. Once again, apologizing for that inconvenience. We did not expect it to pour.
Branch up to the plate now.
Branch, his second at bat of the game, got subbed in for Duquette. Wind, rain affecting the pitcher, affecting the batter as there's a ball hit back to the backstop by Branch. Branch steps back into the box. Nolette looks to deliver.
Still out there,
Pitch.
Nolette.
Down and away. This could be a good thing for the Panthers, maybe to get some offense going in the downpour. Pitch. Neal fouls it back. course, once again, I want to apologize for the inconvenience. We did not expect to have to close the window in this box, but it is raining very hard here in Johnston. The pitch from Nolette. Down for a ball to Branch. It is 6 o'clock here. It's just past the 2-hour mark for this game. We are in the bottom of the 6th.
Branch calls time.
If you tuned in late to explain how the Panthers got down this bad, a lot of errors, pass balls,
Yep, a lot of
not
errors.
great defense played. Rios only went, I believe, 4 innings before having to be taken out of the game. We saw Scorpio come in. He's had a couple good innings. Now time called. Maybe asking for a new baseball. Not that that is going to do much. It is pouring here in Johnston.
Branch waits.
Branch waits. Pitch.
Ooh.
Wild. Branch tosses the bat and pimps the walk as the rain continues to come down with Matthew Clements coming up to the plate.
First and second, we see Panthers on there as Clemens comes up, looking for a big hit now.
Clements said before he loves when it rains. He loves to play sports in the rain. Baseball, maybe not one of those sports you want to play in the rain. The pitch, low and away. Pitcher looking around like it was his fault. Don't know what they're going to discuss. Maybe that it is raining too hard. They're going to call the game or send us to a delay. Coach Paul Robitaille talking to his dugout. Looking at the forecast, we're seeing rain for the next hour. Umps decide, play ball. Umps decide, play ball as the pitcher's trying to complain that it is hard to throw a strike, but there's
called.
one right there, right down the middle. Clements in the pouring rain. Pitch low and away for, I believe, ball 3. Clements battling as the catcher calls time, wants a new baseball. Once again, not going to do much. It is pouring here in Johnston. Clements at the dish here for the Panthers. Ball inside,
Close
ball
one there.
3 called. Clements takes a little practice swing. Definitely wants to put the ball in play, not take a walk here. Ball getting slippery as it continues to rain buckets here in Johnston. We now have geese landing on the field in the rain. As Clements continues his at-bat. Steps off is Nolette. Gets back set. Probably was trying to rub the baseball on him a little bit. See if he can get a little dry as that ball is down and past the catcher.
Bases loaded.
Juiced for Anthony Vendetti.
This could really give the Panthers a spark now.
Vendetti been talking to him for a
Oh.
while. Looks like we're being sent to the dugouts here. Or maybe they're calling the game.
Looks like they are.
I believe they're calling the game with the bases loaded. Very unfortunate ending here for the Panthers, but it is absolutely pouring at Johnston. This game ends 8-0 in the bottom of the 6th. Panthers drop another one early on in the season. As the teams take off to their dugouts. I am Tyler Holton, your play-by-play announcer, alongside Luke Ventura, my color announcer, my stream manager, Joe Lopez Tavares, and my cameraman, Timothy Zardara. all of us here at JHS Media, thank you for watching this baseball stream, and we will see you in a couple weeks.